Welcome back to 3 Inquisitive Kids. In this video, we will be talking about a problem called Caravan of Camels. A camel shepherd bought a caravan of camels. On his journey through the desert, he noticed that the camels all had a very bad disease and would be of no use for traveling any further. He returned to the seller and then asked for new camels. The seller asked, there's a bunch of typos. The seller said, I will gladly give you the same number of camels that you bought, if you can tell me how many camels you started with. The camel shepherd could not remember exactly how many he had bought, but he knew it was less than 100 camels. He remembered that if the camels walked in rows of 2, one walked alone. In rows of 3, one walked alone, and it's so on for rows of 4 and 5. So how many camels were in the caravan originally? So basically we're trying to find a number. And we know that this number is less than 100. And in rows of 2, one walked alone. In rows of 3, one walked alone. In rows of 4, one walked alone. And in rows of 5, one walked alone. Which means that this number is not a multiple of any of these numbers, 2, 3, or 5. So if we know that this number is going to be less than 100, then we know that it would at least be a 2-digit number. So if this number is not a multiple of 2, it means that the ones digit can only be 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. And if we know that this number is always one more than a multiple of 5, the ones digit could either be 1 or 6, because we know that the multiples of 5 either end in 0 or 5, and 1 more equals 1, and 1 more of 5 equals 6, which means that out of all these options, the ones digit can only be 1. So now we've narrowed our options down to only a few numbers. If we want to, we can even just write it out. We have 11, 21, remember they all have to end in 1, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, and 91. They all have to be less than 100. So now we can further narrow our options down. We already know that 21 is a multiple of 3. 81 is a multiple of 3. Now we have to use our third piece of information, which is this number is always one more than a multiple of 4. As you can see, 51 is certainly not the case because 50 is not a multiple of 4. 90 is not a multiple of 4. 10 is not a multiple of 4. 30 is not a multiple of 4. And 70 is not a multiple of 4. And when we go back to in rows of 3, one walked alone, 41 would also be eliminated because 40 is not a multiple of 3, which leaves us with only one number that follows all these conditions, which is 61. So our answer would be there were originally 61 camels in the caravan.